extreme winter storms from coast to coast. Blizzard paralyzes mid-Atlantic states. Storm could be the biggest for the nation's capital in modern history. Mid-Atlantic residents were buried Saturday from a likely record-setting blizzard the president jokingly dubbed Snowmageddon, and those brave enough tried to clear a path through the wet, heavy mounds of thigh-high snow. The snow was falling too quickly in the nation's capital for crews to keep up, and officials begged residents to stay home and out of the way so that roads might be cleared in time for everyone to return to work Monday. The usually traffic-snarled roads were mostly barren, and Washington's familiar sights and monuments were covered with some 2 feet of snow. The storm toppled trees and knocked out power to some 500,000 customers in Washington, Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey. The situation was the same in West Virginia, where some 400 National Guard troops were helping with snow removal. Hundreds and hundreds of car wrecks were reported across the region. And President Barack Obama, a snow veteran from his days in Chicago, didn't have a smooth day. He walked out of the White House mid-morning to find the south lawn, his backyard, looking nearly like an untouched wilderness. Instead of the familiar scenes of manicured lawns and clipped hedges, snow had piled on every shrub, and the backyard was almost colorless. First there was a small fender bender on the White House south lawn. Then a tree branch, overcome with snow, cracked and fell on a motorcade vehicle with press inside when the president was coming back from a speech at the Democratic National Committee's winter meeting in town. Instead of a presidential limo, Obama rode in a black SUV covered with presidential seals. Obama thanked Democrats for willing to brave a blizzard, Snowmageddon. Noting the president's hometown, DNC Chairman Tim Kaine said, "It's like an April day in Chicago." After all that, the White House announced President Obama would have no more outings for the day. Airlines canceled flights, churches called off weekend services, and Amtrak and commuter trains ground to a halt. Many people wondered if they would be stuck at home for several days. At Dulles International Airport, part of a hangar roof collapsed and damaged some of the private jets housed inside. Snow crews worked overnight, but it's coming down faster than we can keep up with it. The snow comes less than 2 months after a December 19th storm dumped more than 16 inches in Washington. Snowfalls of this magnitude, let alone 2 in one season, are very rare in the area. According to the National Weather Service, Washington has gotten more than a foot of snow only 13 times since 1870. The heaviest on record was 28 inches in January 1922. The biggest snowfall for the Washington, Baltimore area is believed to have been in 1772, before official records were kept, when as much as 3 feet fell, which George Washington and Thomas Jefferson penned in their diaries. This was a massive winter storm. Meanwhile, on the West Coast, mudslides smashed cars, homes near L.A. Crews going door to door to tell residents to get out. Thunderous mudslides swept away cars and pushed furniture out of homes and into the street in the foothills north of L.A. Saturday, as an intense winter storm brought down whole hillsides and wildfire burned areas. up to 10 homes or more, and dozens of vehicles were seriously damaged, and mandatory evacuation orders were in place for some homes in the La Canada Flint Ridge area after heavy rains overflowed debris basins, carried away cement barricades, and swept numerous cars into storm drains. We've got crews going door to door to tell residents to get out, said L.A. County Fire Inspector Frederick Storrs. Some of the roads up there are a complete mess. A real mess. At least a foot of debris was reported in some houses. Family photographs, furniture, and other personal items were spotted among the rocks and debris that flowed into yards and streets. Crews used bulldozers and other heavy equipment to clear masses of mud and rocks that blocked suburban streets and intersections. A heavy downpour at sunrise followed a steady overnight rain of nearly 2 inches and a mountainous 250 square mile scarred by wildfires last summer. The National Weather Service warned of more floods, likely in foothill areas of Santa Anita, Sierra Madre, Arcadia, and Monrovia. And yes, this is extreme weather. More records being broken. Large snowfalls on the East Coast. More rain on the West Coast. More extreme weather is on its way. Intense weather. These are more signs of the end times. Transition days. There is a transition going on. All these things are connected. And there are many different kinds of signs happening every day all around the world.